Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited to be here and to hold the space for you and introduce you and have you remember the power of being soft. So, we're going to go ahead and dive into it. So, let's go. I welcome you to first take some deep breaths and allow everything that got you here and everything you have to do in the future, just allow that to let go. And a powerful practice that one of my coaches taught me is to say your name 3 times and say, "Come back to me." So it brings all parts of you here now in the present moment so you can receive exactly what you were looking for and more. So let's do it together. So I'll say, "Indrani, come back to me. Indrani, come back to me. Indrani, come back to me." Now, with your eyes closed, I invite you to take a few deep breaths. Feel your belly expand when you inhale. And as you exhale, exhale through your nose. Do a few rounds of this. And I welcome you to wiggle your fingers and your toes to get you into your body. Now, let me say this up front. This masterclass is not a cute little freebie. It's not surface level stuff. This is a full body transmission that is going to land in your bones. And if you're here, I already know something about you. You're the type of woman who takes responsibility, who is powerful in your work, maybe even killing it in your business. But maybe you've quietly wondered, why does my marriage feel more meh than magnetic? Let's clear the noise right now. You are not broken. He is not the problem. And this right here is where we shift everything. So I want to introduce you to the 4 hot wife codes that has been transformational for me and my marriage. Think of these as your secret keys to intimacy that is irresistible, playful, powerful, and embedded in pleasure. So the first one is, I've got visuals for you, the mirror code. Okay. So whenever you look at the mirror, this is an activation, and this is a reminder that he reflects who you are being. So when you look into this, you're not just fixing your face, you're stepping into your energy. He mirrors what you embody. And this is so powerful. We get to go first. The next hot wife code is the meaning code. And this is about being the author of your story. So I have this journal. I'm obsessed with it. It is so beautiful. So this is all about what are you making it mean? And this is your rewrite tool that you have on access all the time. A lot of things happen. We can't control what happens, but we can control what we make it mean. The next code is the magnetism code. You become the match for the man that you crave. Even if you're with him now, the frequency and how you want him to be, we are always a match. So this is coded in perfume. The scent is your ritual. It's not for him, it's for you stepping into and owning your magnetic self. So this is one of my favorite scents. It's non-toxic, so it's my jam. And it smells amazing. And then the last code is a soft power code. Your softness is your superpower. So this is so powerful with a candle and fire. Again, this is a non-toxic candle, so hot wife approved. So we're going to go ahead and light it so we can code it for this session. And this flame is your reminder that softness melts resistance, it ignites devotion, and it is so powerful. So today we're going to dive into one of the codes, which is the soft power code, because this alone can flip everything. So, I want to get into an embodiment, a somatic exercise. So, I invite you to go ahead and relax, get cozy, wiggle your hips, roll your shoulders back, move your head from side to side, roll your neck. Sometimes we're so in the day-to-day action of things, we forget to pour into ourselves and do simple things to ground ourselves, to move our body so we can be in flow. So as you close your eyes and take a breath, I welcome you to drop into your body. Breathe in and out. And I'm going to take you on a journey. Imagine it is 5 years from now and nothing has changed. It's the same conversations, same feeling of being appreciated, maybe, but not desired, supported, but not deeply seen. Imagine you're lying in bed next to him. It's quiet, but not connected, just quiet. Maybe his back is turned, your phone is on your nightstand, and as you scroll to subconsciously numb yourself, you're craving something, anything, but not even knowing what that is. Frustration may creep in. You've built a business, a home, a life, but in this moment, you may feel like more roommates than lovers, more like co-parents than soulmates. So I want you to ask yourself, 5 years from now, nothing has changed, everything is the same. How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? Is it feeling light? Is it feeling heavy? How about your desires? How turned on are you by life in your marriage? How is your confidence 5 years from now? Is it through the roof or are there cracks? And 5 years from now, as you look at yourself in the mirror, do you recognize the woman staring back at you? What does she look like? How is she feeling? Is she full of radiance or does it feel a little bit dull? This is the path of more of the same. And here's the thing, if you don't choose differently, it will choose you. I want you to take a moment and just feel into that. And how did that feel for you? What was coming up for you? What was that feeling? What thoughts were connected to that feeling? So many times we're in the moment, but we don't think about what is ahead of us, what 5 years from now can do to us. And this is one of the activations that I did in my first marriage to have me create the certainty of leaving. So this is a really powerful practice to look into the future before the future creates itself without our intentional action to change it. So now we're going to go ahead and close our eyes again and take a deep breath. And now we're going on a different path. And this path is 5 years from now. Something has changed. Imagine being able to have that partner that you are so connected with. The conversations are stimulating. You have this playful, fun energy between you two. There's humor and connection as well as flirtation. You feel appreciated, but also desired. You're supported and you're deeply seen. You're lying in bed next to him. And it's quiet because you no longer need the distractions from scrolling or watching TV or reading a book. because you're so connected. He's turned towards you. He's looking at you, and you're having the most incredible conversation, the most epic connection. And you're blown away because you didn't think that this was possible again. You didn't think this was possible this far in to your relationship. You may have even thought that this would be possible, but not in this partnership. You now have it all. You have a business, a home, a life, and a relationship, a marriage that is truly hotter than the honeymoon. You're doing this together. You're on the same side of the table, looking at everything, being able to problem solve and connect and communicate and have this beautiful relationship you didn't even know was possible until it happened. So I welcome you to feel into this. And how does your body feel? Does it feel light or heavy? Your desires, how do they feel? Are they powerful? Are they there? Are they present? Do you feel lit up in your life, in your relationship? And what about your confidence? Is it overflowing or are there cracks? So I invite you to really feel into this. And what thoughts are you having? How is this feeling for you? How is the shift that you're noticing from the first to the second scenario? And lastly, in the scenario, look into the mirror and you're barely recognizing the woman staring back at you because of who she's become. So this version of you, is she dull? Is she radiant? How is she being? And as you're looking at her, how are you feeling? This is the path that isn't taken as often. This is the path where you chose differently, and now you've created exactly what you wanted in the most incredible way. So now in this moment, you get to choose which path is the path that you want to choose. So many times we don't realize it and it chooses us. So is this the story you want to tell? Is this a chapter you want to rewrite? Because here's the thing, now that you're awakened and you can see what is possible, you're only one choice from remembering who the fuck you are. So go ahead, if your eyes are closed, you can open them up. Share with me how that was for you, if that feels in alignment. If you want to send me a DM to do that, you can as well. But these practices are so powerful for us to unlock and see. Sometimes some of my clients get very vivid pictures and it feels very alive for them. Other clients, not as much. But here's the thing, this replay is going to be here forever, so you can go back and do this practice. If you haven't been familiarized, if you haven't done visualization in a while, doing this activity right here can be so powerful to activate those senses and have you visualize more and more. So you can get into the vision, the feeling, because that's where the power is. So talking about power, I want to get into the science of soft power, because a lot of the times all of these things may feel great, but I love the science of things. I'm a 5-1 human design manifesting generator, so I'm all about the investigation. So what I didn't realize back then, even though it was working, was how powerful softness really is. It's not just spiritual woo. It's not just, feeling it. It's actual science. So in 2022, a study published by the Psychological Science were about couples who practice vulnerable-based communication. And it meant speaking truth without defense, softness instead of sharpness. And they saw a 38% increase in intimacy and a 25% decrease in recurring conflict just by implementing vulnerable-based communication. And here's the thing. This is the power of nervous system co-regulation. When one person softens, it signals safety. And when there is safety, Desires can reemerge, playfulness can return, devotion can deepen. You can tap into a completely different frequency in the place of safety. But when you meet resistance with resistance, that's where it gets hard. Your softness does not make you weaker, it makes you neurologically magnetic. And I want to say for all the ones that are like me, it's not about ignoring pain. For the longest time, I ignored, I had avoidance going on. It's about transmuting it through your energy. It's about processing it and releasing it so we can be soft through our embodiment. When you lead with softness, you are more deeply felt. The more deeply you're felt, the more devotion you naturally receive. There's so much juiciness and power and softness that if you decide to implement it, it can change everything. I want you to feel that in your body. The difference between walking into a room feeling defended and full of armor and walking into a room surrendered with your power. When you enter from a place of overflow, not obligation, he feels it. He may not be able to name it or place it, but he knows in the presence of a woman who knows exactly who she is. And that is so powerful. That is so sexy. And it's oozing the confidence, which is such a turn on. And from that place, everything changes. Soft power is not about being passive, it is potent. It meets resistance, it shifts dynamics, it repatterns what love looks like and feels like in your relationship. Softness isn't a performance. It's not about pretending everything is fine, having him make all the decisions, not speaking our truth. It's about learning how to be with yourself so powerfully that your very presence invites him back into his. So I know that I love real life examples. So last night we were at a happy hour. We were having the best time. And my husband was about to order wine. And he was recently diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And the wine definitely flares it up. In the past, I would have lectured. I would have said, honey, don't do that. Let me know if you resonate with this. Honey, don't do that. You know what the doctor said. And you know this flare up can cause everything and inflammation and blah, 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 blah. Right? It's kind of like the wah, 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 wah. I would have lectured him, guilt tripped him, maybe even shamed him a little bit. But this time, I stepped into my soft power. I simply asked him if he wanted a beer instead. I mentioned that the beer may be a better pairing with the shrimp that we ordered. I showed him the menu and the options for the beer. And then I rubbed his leg and said, whatever you want to order, go for it. I was totally detached from the situation. If he got wine, fine. But the point is I was able to bring it up in a soft, potent way, and I trusted him to choose. And he chose the beer. He felt seen, respected, but not managed and not nagged. That's the power of soft leadership that shows up in all parts of our life. When we have this energy, we can be the confidant and the advisor. And when we have this level of trust, we can lean back and they can make that decision with our valuable input. This type of power, it doesn't force, it just invites. And when he feels that safety, he rises. Science backs this. Your body will prove it. So let's go ahead and I want to share another embodiment practice. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let's anchor this into your body, into your breath, and into your being. I want you to imagine that you have a candle in front of you. Go ahead and imagine that you can see the flame. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Allow your body to soften. Drop your shoulders and feel your seat supporting you. Now imagine walking down the hallway of your home and you overhear your husband on the phone. As you tune in, you overhear him say, "Oh my God, I love her. I don't even know how to explain it. She's everything. She's fun and she's flirty, full of life. It feels like we're dating again, but even better. She's sexy, she's grounded, she's powerful, so radiant. And I feel like the luckiest man alive." Let that land in your body. How does that feel in your body? Do you feel open? Do you feel restricted? Do you feel warm? What is that doing? Really allowing yourself to feel into hearing your partner, your spouse, your man say this to you, say this about you without even knowing you can hear him. See your reflection as you hear those words. Look at yourself through his eyes, the man that adores you, who craves you, who is magnetized by your energy. Just allow yourself to be in that for a moment. Now go ahead and breathe, and we're going to flip the script. As you're walking down the hallway, you overhear him say, "It's like we're just roommates. She's so distracted, disconnected. We don't laugh the way that we used to. Something's missing. I don't even think she sees me anymore." Now tune into your body. Do you feel a contraction? Do you feel any fears? What thoughts are coming up if you overhear that? Are you feeling any achiness, any sadness? And I want you to take a moment and reflect in those two different scenarios. It is so powerful to, again, see it from different perspectives, see it from different points of view. So now let's go ahead and put one hand on our chest, one on our belly, and say this out loud. The fears that I'm having is not truth. I replace the version of me that fears I'm not wanted. I reclaim the version of me who knows that I'm deeply desired, overflowing with confidence, and magnetic as fuck. Now imagine you're walking up to a mirror, and I invite you to say, "I'm magnetic. I'm radiant. I am seen. I am the hot wife." Sit with that. Allow your nervous system to receive it in. Let your breath expand into that truth. Because now he sees you. How he sees you starts with you always. It starts with our own reflection of ourselves. And from this moment on, you can choose to not just see her, the version that you want, the future version of you, you can embody her. So go ahead and take a moment and feel into that. How does that feel? What is going on? What is swirling around with your belief system? Are you thinking, "Oh, this sounds great, but it's not possible. How do we do that? This won't work for me. That sounds easy, sounds great, but I don't know how." Allow those thoughts to come up because that's absolutely normal. But if you're having those thoughts, you're already opened up to a possibility of something different. So knowing that we have this power, knowing that there's soft power, it doesn't shift your marriage. What shifts your marriage is feeling it, living it. This is where the rewiring truly happens. So if you've been showing up like the boss, the fixer, the nagger, the mother, over functioning, and simultaneously wanting the softness, romance, and being pursued, your nervous system is in dissonance. You want one thing, but you're acting like another. It's not matching up. So you can't create softness and operate in defense. You can't desire intimacy while embodying disconnection. That friction that you feel, it's your nervous system being stuck between two different identities. In the hot wife energy program, we release the old identity and install the new one, not just in your body, in your mind. And that's where the real rewiring begins. You walk around changed. So again, I'm an example kind of girl, so I want to share with you a quick example about how this lands. So if one time I remember as I was preparing for this masterclass, I love sharing my own examples because I think that that is the most potent and powerful. And I know that's how I learned so much from the coaches and mentors that I've worked with over the last 10 years. And so as I was thinking about what would be a great example of my life that I can share, what came up was the time where my husband asked me before he went to the store if I needed anything. He got the list from both of my daughters. He knew exactly what to get. And I asked him for one thing, coconut milk, one thing, so I can make my latte. And I was excited because I'm like, okay, I can make my latte. I have my latte machine. And he comes home and I was bursting. I was so happy because I was thinking about it and I love my lattes. So he said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for getting my coconut milk. And he looks at me and he's like, oh my God, I forgot. Now, sometimes I have these moments, let me know if you have them too, where it's like you feel like you are like a matrix moment where everything stops and you can kind of see yourself from a different perspective. I saw that as it was happening. And I saw the wounded version of me and how she would show up like she has in the past, to be honest. And she would have said so many things like, oh, okay, well, thanks. If she would have shut down, she would have had only one word answers. She would have been in resistance and not fully shown up. She wouldn't appreciate that he went to the store and got all of the things. She would just be very quiet and closed off and just put up a wall of protection. And what does that create? Well, while my husband is an incredible man and he will always come and support me and want to make things okay, it creates this connection with us. And then he's got to do the heavy lifting. And after a while, that's heavy on one person. So that can start creating cracks in our relationship. The other version of me, the healed version of me, the hot wife version of me that I chose to step into was like, honey, that's fine. I appreciate you going to the store. And in my mind, in my perspective, I knew that he wasn't doing it on purpose. But something happens sometimes where we don't give the person that we love, the person that we are devoted to, the person that we are spending the rest of our life with, the benefit of the doubt. And that could be because of things that have happened in the past. A lot of times it's because of the wounds that we have in the past that may not have anything to do with them. But if we operate from that place, it creates that disconnection. So instead, I stepped into being grateful that he went, still being soft, and knowing that he always wants the best for me. And he forgot because he's human, but I didn't shame him. I didn't guilt him. I didn't make him wrong for it. You know what he did? The next morning before I woke up, he went to the store and got the coconut milk so I could still have my latte. So instead of the cracks I rooted our relationship on a deeper foundation. And I believe that when we have cracks in our relationship, those cracks can get bigger if they're not addressed. They can get more if we have these friction points happen. And in those cracks is where our marriage can get destroyed. And I truly believe that that's where affairs happen, is those cracks are where we're unfulfilled. And then somebody else comes and we're susceptible for and we're craving that connection, that intimacy, the admiration, the magnetism, the confidence. And so in those situations, we can be susceptible to other people coming into the marriage. And I believe, it may sound controversial, it takes two people to cheat. And it takes owning that and having accountability. But that's for another time. So in that situation, we have the power to choose. So rewiring as the hot wife, you're able to look at yourself from different positions in real time in those moments and be able to choose something that is in alignment to the vision and the desires that we have for our relationship, and taking full responsibility for that without waiting for our partner to change or go to therapy or fix it. That is when we have the true power. So let me know, allow yourself to feel that in. We talked about a lot of different things. I would love to know how this landed for you. So you can send me a DM, you can send me an email, you can let me know how this lands for you, whether you're watching live or on the replay. And if your body is buzzing, if your brain is like, oh yeah, I like this. I like the philosophy of being a hot wife, and it doesn't matter how old or how long we've been married, or what my body looks like. I want to tap into this energy. If your brain is whispering, yes, this is me, I want to subscribe to the philosophy that we get better with age and our marriages can be hotter than the honeymoon, you may be ready. And this next step, this offering, what I shared with you is just the appetizer to get you wet, to open up to possibilities, to kind of feel the energy and the potency around these codes, so you can really understand and be able to, what's the word, not autocorrect, self-select whether you want to go deeper on this journey, or if you don't. You may feel complete with this may not align with you at all, and I honor that. But if you're like, you know what, I want to do more, and I want to do it because I want to do it with someone. I want to be guided in this. I want to be able to make small, simple changes that can change the course of my marriage through my own self-mastery. And by doing this, we'll have a warning disclaimer. You will be dripping in confidence. You will feel so magnetic. And your partner will you'll be vibrating at this frequency where your partner will either meet you or fall away. But regardless, you vibrating at this frequency will have you so deep in your power, so deep in your confidence and your self-trust, you will know what steps to take. It is absolutely incredible. My clients have had the most incredible shifts, and all of them chose to stay in their relationship, and it has gotten better than they could ever imagine. So this hot wife program, it's not a course, it's an activation. We start later in April, and it's an 8-week full sensory transformation into the most radiant, desired, and emotionally powerful version of you. It's for women who are in pretty good relationships, but they want it to be great. It's for high achieving women ready to lead with energy and not effort, ready to take full responsibility, and knows the power of personal development, and knows and wants to believe that their energy can shift everything. It's for the woman who does not want to fix him anymore, but instead activates her own magnetism. Now, So many of us are like, oh my gosh, I'm too busy. I don't think I have the time for it. I created this for you. This is designed into your existing rhythm. Every single module is going to be less than an hour. I want to keep it to 30 to 40 minutes. It's going to have the philosophy, the ideas, and then activations, and then customize it to you. And there's going to be play practices that are 10, 15 minutes a day that will shift everything. You may be asking, what if it doesn't work? You're already changing by being here, by listening, by opening up your perspective. This is a path to lock it in if you feel like a hell yes. And sometimes I will have people ask me, is this about manipulating your partner? Absolutely not. It's about being the kind of woman who evokes his deepest devotions without ever asking for it. So let's go ahead and have a powerful closing. I'm so honored to be here with you. I'm so honored to be able to open up the space for you and have you really connect to the soft power that can be so magnetic and change so much in your relationship. So I welcome you. I invite you to say it with me. I'm powerful. I am magnetic. I get to be adored. I get to be pursued. I lead from softness. And I know the power of that. And if this lit something in you, this is your next step. I have a simple Google document to talk about the Hot Wife program. If you have any questions about that, if you want to know more about it, I will absolutely love to send it over to you. Send me a message and I will go ahead and send this an email with this recording and a link for the Hot Wife program if you're interested in it. And if this hit your heart, if this cracked something open, maybe this made you laugh or cry or remember who you are, I invite you to share it. You can post, tag me, tell your bestie. The power of this work and the power of us as women is something that I feel the world is ready to hear. When we rise as women, all the boats rise with us. So that is it. Come back to this anytime. Let it calibrate you. Let it rewire you. Let it have you turn into possibilities and perspectives and activate your heart, your soft power, and your magnetism. This is the beginning of a new way of being in love, in power, in life. You're not asking to be chosen, you are choosing you. Let the hot wife era begin. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. If you have any questions, let me know. Namaste. You are such a powerful being, and it's time to leverage the fuck out of it. I'll see you soon.